This, my friends, is the 2023 Kia Niro EV. My name is Mike, and today I want to do a 100% honest review on this vehicle. Let me tell you what I mean by honest. You're not going to see me, quote unquote, borrow a car from a dealership or take any kickbacks from manufacturers, or you won't see me doing any reviews in dealer lots. This, my friends, is a car that I purchased with my money, or you're going to see any other review I have. It's either going to be a vehicle that is lent to me by a friend or a family member to drive and review. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with this honest review. So this 2023 Kia Niro electrified version, it does come in two other versions, your hybrid and your plug-in hybrid. But this one is the totally 100% electric vehicle in mineral blue. So the electric version of the Niro comes in two levels. Number one is the Wind and then the Wave. The Wind is your entry-level vehicle that starts at about $39,500 in that range. This is the Wave edition. This starts at just over $46,000 with the Preserve package, and I'll get into that later, which includes a heat pump and heated rear seats, is $47,400 MSRP. So let's get into the review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I say the styling on a vehicle is preference. So it's kind of up to you whether you like it or not, and I really don't get a lot into it. However, the design on this particular vehicle, I think, has a lot of thought into it, and it looks amazing. Starting off with the color. Okay, the color is what Kia calls a mineral blue. It's kind of weird. When I saw it online for the first time, I'm like, I don't particularly care for blue cars, and I'm not interested in your basic black, white, or gray. I did like the green they have. I'm saying, well, you know what? Maybe when it's cleaned up, it'll look great. And I'll tell you something, with the black trim around the wheel edges and along the door panels, it contrasts really nice with this blue color. And it's weird because different times of the day, it almost has like a greenish tint to it. I wouldn't say teal, but it's definitely a darker blue than anticipated. It's not that bright white blue, light blue. But anyway, let's start off with the rear of the vehicle, because this is the least interesting part of it. Okay, it's kind of basic. It's got your privacy glass, rear wiper. It's got this bar in the back, which is pretty cool. It's an integrated rear brake light. It's got this spoiler. Okay, the difference, if you're familiar with the Kia line, the Sportage or Sportage in Canada, the wiper is mounted under here, so you don't see it. But here it's mounted on the bottom, which is fine. Okay, you've got your Niro tag. These lights in the back are boomerang. It's pretty interesting. It adds an element that you don't see too much in vehicles anymore. It's got this kind of heartbeat light on the bottom here, which matches the front headlight. We'll get into that. You've got your parking sensors all across. They're integrated. I'll come around to the side. You see our wheels they're not anything too different than an electric vehicle. It's got this aluminum alloy wheel, 17-inch, pretty basic. All right, we've got privacy glass in the back. Door handles, they're not the pop-out door handles. They are contrasting. This is kind of a chrome-looking door handle. And what was weird about this, it's got a pinstripe. You see that? Is that retro or what? That brings me back to the early 90s. But anyway, moving on, you've got your easy access button on the door handle here. Now it doesn't protrude. It's kind of indented, so it kind of just, you touch it. It's touch sensitive. As we go on, we've got this C-shaped lighting indicator for your turn signal. The mirrors are power fold, so when the vehicle's off, they fold in, and when you get in, of course, they unfold. Again, the pinstripe leads to the front of the vehicle, and it's really cool because it stops here, but this trim on the front, it kind of looks like the pinstripe goes all around to the other side. See that? I think that's interesting. It's kind of growing on me, that pinstripe. And we'll get back to the front of the vehicle. Again, it's two-tone with the black. You've got this space age looking plastic piece in the front, and down on the bottom you've got some cooling fins down here. Well, entry for the air for your cooling fins in the vehicle. Parking sensors again. These headlights are cool. These are front mounted projection LED headlights. This heartbeat design, that is your DRL, daytime running lamps. They're on all the time. It's a pretty nice design. Again, charge port in the front. It is manual, so you just push that. It's got your level lights here. It's got a light for nighttime charging right there, LED. Okay, down here is a sensor. I would assume that that is for your sensor for your autopilot. Well, not really autopilot, but you get it. It's cruise control. Wipers, of course, your headlight on the other side. On the Wave Edition, it does come with a sunroof. All right, in here, this is where your rain sensing windshield wiper, that sensor is inside, as well as a front mounted camera right in here. We walk around on the other side, and of course it's the same thing, just duplicated on the other side. Again, I do like the contrasting black. It's kind of a wider plate on the bottom. Gives it that nice look. Overall, it's a nice looking vehicle, and I think there was a lot of thought into the design process for this car. It looks pretty futuristic. However, it does keep that sense of it's still a car. It's not a spaceship. All right, let's start off with the fun part, the cargo area. Now, this is a power liftgate, so there's a little button underneath that's available in the Wave, not in the Wind. There is no power liftgate in the Wind edition, but anyway, there's plenty of room for two people's goods in here, so you can easily haul I would say 4 or 5 suitcases in here with no problem. You can put, if you're going fishing, you can break down your fishing pole, your gear. Camping, you can definitely put some camping gear in here for 2 people. However, it is not big enough for a family of 4 or 5 and all of their gear. You're going to have to use the roof for that. Again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of cubic inches or cubic meters, anything like that, because this is more of a practical video. If you want to look up those specifications, you certainly can. And of course, this car is capable, manually of course, you can put the seats down for bulkier items. So if you're going to go out to the store and get a bulky item, you can certainly pop it in there with no problem. There's plenty of room in the rear to put that in, and you'll have no problem hauling bulkier items in the car. Of course, underneath you've got your tire mobility kit, jack, whatever. It doesn't come with a spare tire. Pretty basic. And that's it for the area in the back. Again, we've got a little LED light here. Okay, let's get in the back, shall we? Pretty standard back seat. Nothing too special about it. Okay, this is the two-tone leather. Okay, it's got charcoal gray in the interior, and it has this kind of black leather trim. Of course, it's not leather, it's their recycled leatherette material. Well, let's get in and see how it feels. Wow. This, my friends, is not a bad back seat at all. In fact, it's fantastic. I mean, look at, I'm 5'9", maybe. I've got plenty of headroom, okay? Even with my hat on, I can't touch the roof. Plenty of leg room, look at that. Wow, I've got a good, I would say 12 inches of leg room. Your foot underneath, not so much. It's a little tight under there, but I can fit my feet underneath. I can feel it on the tops of my foot, but I'm impressed with this leg room. You get a lot of leg room in this subcompact car. Now, I do have the front seat set to my preference. So if you've got a 5'9" guy or girl sitting in the front, somebody else up to 6 foot, I think you can easily, comfortably fit in the rear. Okay, you've got this fold down cup holder. It's got that soft leather material. Of course, again, it's not leather, but plenty of place for cups. Adjustable headrests. And of course, for your tech people in the back, we've got these USB-C outlets mounted right in the seat. One on that side, one on that side, and of course, we've got some vents in the back. Hey, before we get out of the back of this car, I want to show you something that's in the Kia model. It's in the Hyundai as well. The Ioniq 5 has it, as well as the Kia EV6, and of course the Niro. Let me see if I can get in here with the camera. Okay, right under the back seat, we've got the this in here. It's still got plastic on it. Woo! This is actually an AC outlet. Let me get that open. Well, anyway, you can see it here. There's a key. I don't have the key with me. Out of the key fob you use, unlock it, and there's actually an outlet in here that you can use to power a laptop or anything else you might want to usually plug into your wall. If you want to bring a blender back here and make some mixed drinks, nah, you can't do that. But yeah, you can certainly use that as a power outlet. That's pretty neat. I like that. Camping, whatever, you need some power, go ahead and plug something in. And that about does it. I like that little feature. Let's get on to the front. Let's get into the cockpit of this vehicle. Again, you can just touch that and open the door. Okay, the automatic seat goes back to allow you easy entry. Again, these are dual power seats. It's available in the Wave, not the Wind. Okay, I think the Wind has driver's power, but not passenger. I'm not sure, but you can double check me. So, of course, we've got back and forth, up and down. You know, we can adjust the seat however you like it. You'll figure that out pretty easy. All right, on the door panel when we enter, we've got, it's pretty basic Kia style. Okay, the handle's basic. It's got this soft touch, believe it or not, carbon fiber look. It's got, it's like a softer plastic, I want to say, on top. So it's not too bad. It's pretty nice material. Down here, however, you've got all this piano black. I don't know what the hell Kia's problem is with this piano black, but they kind of like it. Plastic, you got enough for a cup hold, maybe a small bottle of water down here. I have to keep a microfiber cloth to constantly wipe this piano black because you get fingerprints and dust. Okay, it does come with the Harbin Kardon stereo system in here, and it sounds really, really cool. Too bad I can't play it for you, but yeah, it's a pretty powerful unit in here. All right, heading into the car. Again, the dashboard up top here is like a carbon fiber look. It's not a shiny dashboard by any means. And if you like that look, it's cool. Again, styling is up to you. Now, functionality. Let's get on in with the vehicle. Over to the left, you've got traction control unit. lift gate. You can dim your interior lights however you like it. Again, there is no control to open the charge port. It is manual. Okay, you've got your vents in the front for your air conditioning, side vents for your window, defrost. And here's the overall layout. To start the vehicle, foot on the brake, and hit the start button. Of course, your key or phone needs to be in the car. And we will start off from left to right. Okay, right now you can see on the board right in front of the driver. Okay, this is all the functions that you'll need to drive, your speedometer, charge gauge, and all of these functions can be displayed. You can change that display with the buttons on your left here. So as I push that, everything in the middle will kind of change to what you're accustomed to. Okay, I kind of leave it on that. You can scroll through as well with these buttons. So these buttons pretty much control your lane keep assist and your, of course, cruise control, your smart cruise control. This car has level 2, which means you can set it and the car will keep itself in the lane. It's not total 100% autopilot. You do need to rest your hand on the steering wheel or it will not work. Now on to the sides here, we have our paddle shifters. Okay, these are not traditional paddle shifters. These actually control the rate of regeneration for your battery. So right now I have it on I pedal, which means you can do one pedal driving. You don't really need your brake for anything except for an emergency. Okay, you can reduce the amount of regeneration from the right. Okay, that will reduce it. So if you have it all the way, this indicator is 0 here, it's going to drive like a normal car. You can have a little bit, click that, a little bit of regeneration. Okay, when you take, that means when you take your foot off the accelerator, it will slow down using the motor, not the brakes, thus regenerating the battery. I always use max or I pedal. I like that kind of driving. Okay, we have a heads-up display right in front of us. I know you can't see it on the camera, but here is the heads-up display, and right now it is displaying miles per hour and any of the street signs that are on the street. And of course, it will give you a warning, you know, traffic warning if there's cars on your right or left. It's pretty interesting. I've never had a heads-up display, but I do like it. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Okay, moving on. The steering wheel is a solid steering wheel. It feels nice and beefy. I'll tell you, it's a really nice feel to it. It's got leatherette wrapped wheel. It is heated, not cooled of course, but it is heated. Now here's a drive mode button. This drive mode button, if you click this, right, you get different drive modes. So now it's on normal everyday driving. If you want a sport mode, you click that button once and you can see the screen changes to sport. Click it again, eco mode. All right, eco mode saves the battery, not saves it, but it gives you a little bit more range. And of course we go back to normal. And if you hold this down for a few seconds, you'll actually get a snow mode. So let's try that. Let's hold that down. We're in snow mode. Now this is a front wheel drive vehicle. It is not available in all-wheel drive. Front wheel drive only. So if you're looking for an all-wheel drive, you're going to have to step it up to the EV6 or the Hyundai Ioniq 5. I don't need it, so I don't care. All right, on to the infotainment screen. Pretty basic for Kia. Okay, it's a 10.25 inch. I wish it were a bit bigger, but hey, you can't ask for everything, right? You've got your general information. Okay, you can set up everything. It's really snappy. I won't go through everything, but I will go through this EV button. All right, this is really, it gives you a lot of information on your battery. Right now we're at 64%. it gives me my charging station location. It's 0.3 miles away if I need a charge. 158 miles to go. If I use my air conditioning or other accessories in the car that are battery excessive, that will lower. And it's very visual, easy to just glance at and know where you are. Okay, again, map, you can just click on that, get a map, get rid of it. Again, I'm not going to go through everything, but it's very easy to use, very intuitive, no problems at all with this unit. Okay, hazard lights. You can't miss this. This is the biggest reddest thing in the car right here. Pretty easy to see. Your auto climate control right underneath it. Now these aren't physical buttons. They're touch sensitive buttons. And this is one of the things you're gonna have to get used to in any, whether it's the Sportage or the Niro or whatever Kia car you're interested in. This is a dual purpose screen. So on this screen, you can go to your map. So you can, and your media. This is basically, a lot of people use this for their radio. So it becomes a volume button, and over here you can, a tuning button, just like a regular stereo in any car. You have track and seek and all of that fun stuff. But it does double as your climate control. So to use it as your climate control, just hit that fan. And now this controls your temperature. And there have been times where I went to turn up the radio a bit and turned up the heat in the car. So that's going to happen. You'll get used to it. It's not a big deal. Moving down, we've got a charging pad for your cell phone, USB-A, USB-C, okay, and also a 12-volt, good old-fashioned cigarette lighter input right there. Now, if you want to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you're going to have to use this input, the USB-A. All right, so you may need an adapter for that. Again, the control panel here, all piano black. You get, every time you touch it, you're going to have to wipe it down, or it's just too much piano black, damn it. Okay, we have our start-stop button. The controls for your heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, auto hold, electric parking brake, and this button here is to view your camera. So you push that and you're going to get your camera on, your rear view camera. All right. Again, the wind edition I don't believe comes with cooled seats. They may come with heated seats, but not ventilated seats. Moving on, we've got your cup holders and a little area here in the middle. Okay, you can use it as just a big storage space, or push that button, instant cup holder, one on each side here. What a fantastic design. I'm just kidding. It's normal. Nice soft touch here. I've got a little bit of storage in here, not too much, but a little bit. And of course, like I said before, this car is available in a hybrid as well as a plug-in hybrid. So there's no, this is solid under here. There is no storage because they need that for the controls for the internal combustion engine. Anywho, this has got some ambient lighting. I know you can't see it, it's blinking, but you can change the color of that. It's pretty interesting, pretty nice. I like it. We've got this one touch for your glove box. Pretty basic. Now, I do want to go over the material on the vehicle for a little bit. I know it's not leather. Okay, it's not real leather, but it has that leather quality. It's made from recycled materials, so you know, it doesn't feel as high-end as other vehicles. In fact, my old Nissan Sentra, I think, had a better overall leather, you know, faux leather interior. This is not as comfortable. It is comfortable, don't get me wrong, but not as comfortable. I think it could use a little bit more bolstering on the side here. But other than that, it does the job. It sits my ass just fine. Not a problem. Okay, moving on. I've got your sunroof. This is not a panoramic. Okay. Again, it's not available in the wind, only the wave. We've got your controls up here for the lights, but they are touch sensitive. You don't have to use the lighting controls. Why would they do that? I don't understand. Okay. Okay, we've got your emergency system up here, Kia. If you ever get into an accident, you push the button and they'll come rescue you, hopefully. Okay, the mirror, pretty basic, auto dimming. Again, it's not available in the wind, only the wave. And your garage door opener controls are there. Well, I think that about covers it. Pretty basic in the front. A lot of technology built into the vehicle. All right, just, you know, these stalks here are pretty common. Your auto lights, you know, your headlights are on one side, auto dimming high beams. And on your right, of course, you've got your windshield wipers, high, low, mist, whatever. And then the rear one is this end piece here if you want to turn the back wiper on. All right, that about does it for the front of the vehicle. Now, overall, the seating is quite nice. Again, it's not the most comfortable I've been in, but it does the job. It's nice, and it gives you a lot of, you know, a lot of open area in the front, which I really like. And that sound system, my goodness, try it out. Just try it out. I really like it. Well, anyway, enough of that. I hope that was great for you. Let's go take it for a ride, and we'll go over how this thing rides. I'm about to take this on the road, and I'm going to let you know right now, just driving on the back roads, this thing handles quite nice. It's pretty quiet, a lot of zip to it. Now, this thing has 201 horsepower, 188 pound-feet of torque. So it's not as quick as some EVs. Your Hyundai and your Kia EV6 have 225 horsepower. That extra 25 horsepower, in my opinion, is used to haul that extra battery weight and the that extra size of the vehicle around. I have driven every one of those cars, and this one has just as much pep off the line as the Ioniq 5 or the EV6. And of course, I'm getting text messages in. Isn't that nice? Oh, well. Okay, let's go over the bridge. Whoa. Man, this does put you back in your seat. My friends, this has got plenty of power. Now, the overall handling on this, it does have a little bit of body roll going around the corners. Not too much. I mean, this is a heavy vehicle. It drives bigger than it looks. Let me put it to you that way. It feels like a full-size SUV. No, it's not a Mercedes or a Cadillac, you know. Easy grip on the wheel. I am in I-pedal mode, so if I take my foot off the accelerator, she just will come right to a stop. It takes about 5 to 10 seconds to come to a complete stop going from 40 or 50 miles an hour. So it's very aggressive. And doing that also recharges the battery. So there is a reason for the I-pedal. I can hear wind noise. Not gonna lie, this is it is a quiet vehicle. Of course, you don't hear the engine, but there's some tire noise on the road noise they call it. And let me hit this corner pretty hard. Whoa. Yeah, if you're hitting corners pretty hard like that, I think extra bolstering in the seat would be ideal. Right? The heads-up display is very easy to use. It's so weird. Again, I've never had the heads-up display, but it looks like it's floating right over the front of the car. It's not very distracting at all. I mean, there is no lag. When you put your foot on the accelerator, it goes. I do drive my Kia Sportage on occasion. That's my wife's car. And that hybrid is kind of weird. You hit the accelerator and it takes a second to engage. But this one, forget it. You just hit the accelerator. It's off. I wish I could put the stereo on for you guys. Woo, it's got some kick-ass bass to it, and the sound is just amazing. Of course, they don't put it in the... So all in all, folks, this is a really, really nice riding car. I think it is definitely better than the internal combustion version of the Niro. I believe that is because of the weight of the battery. The extra weight gives you a smoother ride, as well as the 17-inch wheels. There's extra rubber on those tires, which will dampen the bumps and lumps and stuff you find in the road. And that's why I think it drives quite nicely. The layout on the display in front of me is very easy to read, very accurate. I have no complaints. No complaints, except for the extra bolstering it needs on the seats. No complaints at all. This is actually a fun little vehicle to drive. All right, so now let's move on to a couple of other things, such as the key fob and what's under the hood of this electric beast. So, of course, before we go on, this is the rotary selector for your shifter. Okay, so to the right is in drive, neutral, reverse, and of course, you just push this button in the middle to put it in park. So, let's get on with this key fob. It's basic Kia key fob. All right, you have a hold to start the car. This is for your assisted parking. And of course, your lock, unlock, lift gate, panic alarm, and of course, we've got a key inside here, a real key. Anyway, what's missing on here is a button or a selector to open the charge port, because again, the charge port on this vehicle is manual. So let's get under the hood, shall we? To release it, right under here, we pull. Standard pull, just like you'd find in any ICE vehicle. All right, between the I and the A in Kia, there should be a hood release. Pop that open, and what have we here? Nothing really. You've got your liquid cooling for the battery and other components, and your washer fluid is in here for your windows. Got your brake fluid reservoir, and of course your 12-volt battery. And look at what we have here. We have what Kia calls a frunk. Yeah, a frunk. Not really, it's kind of like a plastic storage unit. We just push these guys, open it up, and we've got a little bit of room in here, probably enough for a storage cable. What I have in here are the books, manuals, and this, my friends, comes with the Wave Edition only. It doesn't come with the Wind. This is a vehicle to load adapter. And so this pretty much plugs into the charger through here, right in the front, goes in there, and you can hook up an AC, like an extension cord, whatever you'd like in here. Yeah, this comes off. I won't show, but in here is an adapter. You can put an extension cord to run any AC units you may have if you're camping or whatnot. You can run lights, you can run a blender, you can even charge another electric vehicle if you wanted. This, my friends, is pretty stupid if you ask me, because we just saw before there is an AC outlet inside the car. So this is just putting the same AC outlet on the outside of the car. So it's kind of a sales pitch, but it really doesn't matter. Anyway, under here is how you access the 12-volt battery. Again, I'm not going to do that. Well, maybe I will. And that's how you remove the battery, replace it, and whatnot. Pretty easy. So again, under the hood, not much to look at, but it does come with this nice storage space. If you're looking for an efficient electric vehicle, the Kia Niro is at the top of my list. And here's why. I would recommend that whether it's the Wave or Wind Edition, you go with the Preserve package. The Preserve package is going to give you that heat pump. That heat pump simply means that it has the ability to run your air condition in reverse, putting the warmer air usually wasted outside. It reverses it and puts it in the cabin, keeping it warm in there. That's a lot more efficient than using resistive heating. Resistant heating, it drains the battery a little quicker and gives you less range in the wintertime. So that's one thing if you're looking for efficiency. The second thing is the aerodynamics. As you can see, it's a pretty aerodynamic vehicle. And it's got, I don't know if this helps or not, but it's got these aero kind of, let's see if you can see in there. In the back on this C-pillar, it's hollow. Allows airflow to flow through and out of the back. I don't know if that really does anything. Also, you've got this high-mounted spoiler, which is supposed to give it a little bit more efficiency. The shape of the vehicle is not quite like an Ioniq 6, but it's got a nice aerodynamic profile. That, along with the heat pump, is going to give you some really, really nice efficiency. You're going to easily get 253 miles of range on this. Easily. I have gotten a little bit more. I've gotten up to 260 miles on the 64 kilowatt battery. So if you remember in the beginning, I told you that this is going to be a 100% honest review of the Kia Niro EV. Honestly, is this car worth $47,400? Well, it rides really nice. It's got plenty of power. It's got that 64 kilowatt battery giving you over 250 miles of range. The sound system is beautiful. It's got the sunroof. It's got all that technology in it. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful, honestly, a wonderful car to drive. But it's not worth $47,000. It's just not, okay? I would think a fair price for this vehicle, what you should do if you're interested in purchasing it, you need that $7,000, $7,500 federal rebate, which unfortunately this Niro doesn't qualify for. It's built in Korea. So what you can do to take advantage of that is you can lease the car for 2 years, get that $7,500 federal tax credit, negotiate. I would think you should negotiate maybe 5, 6, 7% off of MSRP, plus that $7,500. I think that would bring it down to a reasonable amount you should be paying for a brand new Kia Niro. And let me show you some reasons why. Number one, while the build quality on this vehicle I think is solid, I don't hear any rattles, shakes, noises, anything like that coming from the car when I'm driving it. It's a pretty solid vehicle, but there are things about it which I don't know why Kia would cheap out on. First of all, the charge port in the front, okay? We know, I told you that there's no remote access to it. You can't lock it. There's no internal access. You have to physically come out and push it, which is okay for me. Okay, that's fine because you're gonna have to put the cable in anyway. I mean, you're right here, you just push it and it opens. However, this is flimsy. I mean, you gotta be really careful. I'm afraid to break this. This is like a plasticky hinge, and look at it, I'm just touching it and it's moving. Also, the charge covers. I mean, come on. Even the Nissan Leaf, you push a button, it pops open. These you pull, they are very, very flimsy. I would expect this maybe in the Wind, you know, the entry-level electric vehicle, but this is supposed to be, I can't even get that in. This is supposed to be the premium model. You mean to tell me that this is premium? Nothing premium about that. Let's move on. Okay, we're going to get into the interior here. Now, I get it, the piano black, but do you need so much of it? Okay, it's just not practical. Again, I have to keep a cloth in here to constantly wipe it down. Wiping this down all the time, which is okay for me. Again, I purchased the car, I knew what I was getting into, but I didn't pay close to MSRP. Listen, if you guys want to see a video on this, let me know in the comments, or whatever you want to, shoot me an email, whatever you want to do. But I got this car. I'm going to be honest with you, all right? Listen, I purchased this vehicle for just under 50% of MSRP with only 4,000 miles on it. So if you want to find out how I did that and what to look for, let me know. I'll make a video on it. Anyway, back to the basics here. This seating material, yeah, it's recyclable. I get it. That's the EV craze. Let's use recycled material, and I'm all for it. I am. I really am. I'm all for the environment. But this, to me, is not premium. It's a step below premium. Again, I would put this in the entry-level vehicle and upgrade this leatherette material a little bit better, giving it more bolstering in the seat. Not that it's horrible. It's not horrible at all. In fact, the ventilated seats work really, really well. Keeps my rear end quite cool during this heat wave. But yeah, the materials could be a little bit better in the seating and get rid of all this freaking piano black in here. Other than that, not too bad. The final thing that makes this car not worth over $47,000 is the charging platform. It does have the 64 kilowatt battery, giving you plenty of range, but if you want to DC fast charge this, it's going to take you over 40 minutes to get from 10 to 80%. Now, there's better charging platforms out there. There's more updated charging platforms out there. The Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6, and the Kia Wave, the Kia EV6 has an 800 volt charging platform, which means you can charge their car from 10 to 80%, and I think it's like 18 minutes. Why not have that on your premium edition? And if you can't have the 800 volt platform, I get it, but at least let's get this done in a half hour. Why does it take almost 45 minutes? And I think a fair price for this, again, is $38,000, $39,000, maybe $40,000, but near $50,000. Yeah, out the door price on this is going to be right around $50,000 with your fees, taxes, all your BS dealer stuff. And if you're going to buy it in Florida, forget it. Add another $2,000, $3,000 on that. So folks, thanks for watching my review on this 2023 Kia Niro EV Wave Edition. And if you're interested in purchasing one, please do me a favor, drive it. It's a great driving car. Drive other EVs. And if you decide to buy this, please don't buy it brand new. But again, I purchased this one with less than 5,000 miles on it, and you can get a great deal and not even pay close to MSRP. And if you want to buy it brand new, great. Go ahead and lease it for a couple of years and then buy it out. Or if you've just got money, nothing to do with it, go ahead and buy it. It's a great car. But again, thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for that perfect vehicle.